Hi, everybody. This is Bud Palmer along with Gil Stratton. The second half of the ball game just about get underway between the USSR and the United States. And we look pretty good to start out with. We sort of faded here a bit, Gil.
Yes, we did. The score 35-28 at the half, and the United States led by as much as 15 points in the first half.
You know they're playing. Let's go down there. There's a basket. (28-37) right now. As Gil mentioned, United States out to a fast lead. That's Baldwin with the ball, Muzhnik, Volnov, Petrov, and Zubkov at the starting lineup for Russia. Muzhnik's the shot, rebound to Petrov underneath, and the basket counts. The United States started out like a house of fire. They become a bit ragged, come down the floor, one shot. If it doesn't go in, Russia's been rebounding, and actually the United States has been rebounded off the boards more strongly by the Russians. Lucas, the starting lineup for the United States, Les Lane, Lucas, Oscar Robertson, Terry Dissinger, and Jerry West guarding Baldwin. Score now 39-30, and the foul, you can see we're in the first minute here. The foul that time was on Volnov. Going in is Dissinger. And now it's 41-30, USA on top. A little difficult to distinguish the uniforms. Perhaps the big numbers in USA will distinguish it enough for you. Zubkov. Rebound by Big Jerry Lucas, All-American at Ohio State. Fast break, Lane on the end. Now, I don't know whether they'll give that to Lane or Lucas, but let's give it to Lane. Very difficult to figure out exactly whom some of these baskets are credited to. That's Baldwin, number 4, captain of this Soviet team. 43-30, United States leading by 13 now. Shot then by Volnov, pulled off the boards by West. Robertson going down on top of the ball, and he's called for the 3-second rule. Notice how the foul lanes widen, which is different than we have in the States and the international rules. They actually widen to just about 20 feet at the baseline, and the 3-second rule is really called closely. Volnov going in. Rebound, Robertson. To Lane. Lane the basket. And now it's 45-30. 3 and 4 the backcourt men for the Soviet Union. Baldwin, the captain, and Muzhnik. Zubkov trying to move in. Rebound by Lucas. Pitch out to Lane. 2-on-1. The basket counts by Jerry West, and the foul is on Lucas. 47-30. The United States leading 35-28 at halftime, has really piled it on. They now lead by 17, only leading by 7 at halftime. And about 3 minutes have gone by now in the second half. West to Robertson. And the Soviet Union is calling a timeout. No, Weber, the Swiss referee, is calling an official timeout right now. Now I believe he's pointing to the Soviet Union and saying that the timeout is on them. You can see the crowd jammed into the Palazzetto here. It's a beautiful building, another one of Professor Luigi Nervi's reinforced concrete buildings. It's perfectly round with a ceiling about 90 feet high, air-conditioned, and as Gil told you, holds about 5,000 people, but there are about 7,500 in here right now. As for the scoring, for the United States, West is the top scorer. Lane has 8, Robertson has 8. For the Soviet Union, Volnov has 6, Zubkov has 7, and their top scorer, Korneyev, has already gone out on 5 personal fouls. A few differences from our own rules. I'll explain them as we go along. You never cross the center line to shoot a foul shot, and this I like quite a bit. Volnov busting through. Basket counts, and there's a foul on somebody on the United States. It is on Robertson, The Big O picks up another personal foul. The score now is 49-32. United States ahead. We've reached the 4-minute mark of the second 20-minute half. West. Jerry West has really been hot. He averaged about 28 points a game in his collegiate career last season. Petrov in the bucket there, being guarded by Lucas, number 11. Mujnik. Rebound by Dissinger. The Big O. Petrov clearing the boards. Interception by Lane. Jerry Lucas credit for the pass for the basket, but beautiful passing by Lane and Robertson. Mujnik. Rebound by Volnov underneath. Grabbed by West. Correction, Lucas on that. Remaining in the ball game. That's Valtin going through, just came in. Zubkov rebounding beautifully for the Soviet Union. The basket counts, and there's also a foul called on the United States. Nobody holds up their hands, so really I have no idea who it was on, whether Bellamy or Boozer. That's why it's so hard to keep track of these personal fouls. West, a nice move. Boozer. Zubkov the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Boozer. Valtin on a drive. Nice basket. Zubkov coming in. 61-42. And the foul is on the captain, Waldman. Magones Waldman. And the count with the time remaining. Les Lane, 59 and 60 All-American, University of Oklahoma. Plays for the Wichita Vickers right now. Short fella, 5'10", 28 years old. That's big Walt Bellamy going up. Mujnik all the way, and he is fouled by Jerry West, I believe. For the United States on the sidelines is Adrian Smith. We look for Mujnik, who's going to be on the foul line. Les Lane goes out. Les Lane, while he is in there, scored 10 points. Now we're following Adrian Smith, who just came in. He's one of Adolph Rupp's boys. University of Kentucky All-American, now in the Armed Forces. Mujnik's on the foul line. And his shots make it 61-43. Bellamy. And they say he stepped out of bounds. Or stepped out of bounds and walked, too, I guess. Zubkov. Good block. No, it was not a good block by Darrell Imhoff. Foul is on Imhoff, and on the line is Viktor Zubkov. He's from Rostov. 6'8", 23 years old, averaging 10 points a ball game. His high here at the Olympics has been 14 points against Puerto Rico. There he is. There's not too much of a contrast between these uniforms. The USA, a little darker with a big USA on, and the numbers are a bit bigger. Now Pete Newell wants to know what is going on, talking to Takev, the Bulgarian official. With him there is Jerry West. Pete, the athletic director at the University of California. That's Petrov, number 12, looking right at his teammate, Zubkov. Rebound by Imhoff. Smith on a drive. Good work by Muzhniks, 3-on-2. Valtin. Fine block by Smith. Goes out of bounds. USA ball. A good steal by Muzhniks. And the Soviet basketball team is extremely well drilled. Imhoff. Now the United States going back to what they're doing before, dribbling down, one shot. Not really setting up a offense. Imhoff. (61-43) with 7.5 minutes remaining here in the second half. USA on top. They've led all the way. Smith. Score at halftime, USA 35, USSR 28. Petrov. The block by Imhoff. Almost a good steal by Waldman. Smith takes it out of bounds. West. Bellamy. Rebound Boozer. And the basket by Imhoff. (65-43). Now they're trying to set up a set play. Most of the European teams run much more in patterns than the United States does. They don't use such a freewheeling offense as most teams in the USA. They pretty much run in set patterns quite a bit of the time. Good shooters, too. That was Muzhniks. Valois Muzhniks. Wolf with the apple. West again. Look at that Bellamy go up, as does Petrov. The Soviet bench doesn't like that call. Smith. Smith coming in, sparking the club. He's a private in the U.S. Army right now. 67-45. About 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. For a packed house at the Palazzetto dello Sport Rome Olympics. Valtin. Now Waldman shoots. Muzhniks fouled by Smith, and a few substitutions come in. Lucas is told he can't come in. Now Robertson is grabbed by the official. Out goes Boozer and Imhoff. Here's Muzhniks. He's 6 feet, 25 years old, from Riga. He's been averaging about 8 points a ball game. His high was against Brazil. That's the game that Russia lost to Brazil, 58-54. The United States has yet to lose. Only one game in their 5 they haven't gone over 100 points. That was against Italy. They scored 88-54. And they're not going over 100 tonight either. There's the big O. Petrov comes right down on top of Jerry West. You know, Pete Newell, the head coach, has a real tough time trying to mold this team into a unit. They're all exceptional ball players, but most of the times the offense, when they're in college, has been built around one ball player. They try and work together, but it's really tough when you've been playing one way for 3 years to try and get together when you've been the individual star of your club and the whole offense has been built around you. Muzhniks again. Lucas sweeping the board. West to Smith. And now the United States has certainly picked up their offense. They started out tremendously in the first half. It dropped off. They came back very strongly in the second, dropped off, and now they're going strong again. This foul is on Smith, and Muzhniks is the player that's down for the Soviet Union, number 3, being helped up by Petrov, number 12. Number 7 is Zubkov. Looking over the basketball teams here at the Olympic tournament found that they have a lot of good ball players, but they're a little mechanical. Most clubs do not have too big a bench. They have about 7 ball players, and you get beyond that, there really isn't too much. They have a tendency to run a bit too much in patterns. And the lack of the depth really hurts when you play a lot of ball games, as these two clubs have. This is the 6th for the United States. There's Mujdiks and Waldman talking to referee Takev. Mujdiks, the fellow, was hit in the stomach and went down. But they have some good shooters. A lot of these teams can really shoot. And Petrov, a good rebounder. That fella would be good on a collegiate team in the USA. I wonder if he'd come. Oscar Robertson. Cincinnati's All-American, makes it 72-49. Now there's another set play. Both teams have used a man-to-man defense throughout the game. Mujnik shooting. Smith the rebound. Foul on Mujnik. That's Robertson, 14. Rebound by Zubkov. Valtine. There's a good move now. Albert Valtine of Kharkov. USSR, naturally. Smith. You'll notice a lot of the moves by the United States are individual efforts. Like Jerry West then, but he got a good block from Walt Bellamy. And now with about 3.5 minutes to go, the United States leads 74-51. At halftime, the USA led 35-28, and Gill's been quite a comeback here, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, Bud. We're looking now at the Russians, who have really put on a tremendous display of basketball. As you mentioned, some of these fellows would be very welcome in any American university. The boy that has particularly impressed me has been Viktor Zubkov, who has played a whale of a ball game. And, of course, for the United States, Jerry West is the high-point man in the game with 17 points. And there's Jerry, number 3, from West Virginia. Coming into the ball game now, number 13, Jay Arnett, who makes his home in Austin, Texas, and played his collegiate basketball for the University of Texas. Number 12 there is Adrian Smith, formerly of the University of Kentucky, now of the U.S. Army. There you can see the scoreboard superimposed. The United States with a commanding lead, and back to you, Bud Palmer.
You can have Zubkov. I like Petrov. Now they've changed their offense with an outside wave. A few substitutes have come in for the Soviet Union. Number 4, right there is Baldwin. He's been in. But number 6 just went by. That is Minashvili. Number 6. Now he's the only player that came in, replacing Mujnik. Mujnik, you know, the blonde that was hurt. While he's in there, he scored 8 points. That's Jay Arnett. Nice pass to Lucas. The foul is on Zubkov. Now Bertie Hardison comes in for the United States, number 7, replacing Jerry Lucas. While Jerry Lucas was in there, he scored 14 points. Jerry West also goes out. Jerry West is high man for the United States with 17 points. Played a whale of a ball game. The United States now has Jay Arnett in there. Also Adrian Smith. Al Kelly, number 9, with a heavily bandaged leg. And we have Bertie Hardison and Oscar Robertson. For the Soviet Union, we have 13 coming in. Volnov, Menashvili's in there. Baldman, Petrov, and Valtin. That's Menashvili, number 6. Volnov, 13, going by Petrov, and there's Valtin, number 5. Steal by Kelly. And there are about a little less than 2 minutes remaining. United States leading 76-51. Kelly, rebound underneath by Arnett, grabbed off the boards by Petrov. Menashvili going down. Hand off to Volnov, who didn't expect it, and the basket by Valtin, Albert Valtin. 76-53. Menashvili trying to guard Robertson, who goes down. And he's tied up by Valtin. Bertie Halderson. Bertie, a veteran of Olympic play. He's the only member of the squad who played with the 1956 squad in Melbourne. Baldwin. Good set shooter from out there. Can't understand why he doesn't shoot more from that area. About a minute to go now. Arnett tried to sneak it through to Kelly. Menashvili put up a hand. U.S. ball. 76-55. I believe we have a foul here. A lot of the big crowd beginning to leave right now. No doubt about the ball game. Adrian Smith on the line from Fort Lee, Virginia. 77-55. There's my boy Petrov. Volnov shooting. Arnett the rebound. Fast break. And Adrian Smith is there. 79-55. Arnett, Robertson. Full court press by the United States now. Valtin goes around Arnett. Kelly's pass intended for Smith. Only seconds remaining now, I would say. And we have a foul, I believe, on Adrian Smith. But Arnett holds up his hand. But I still think it was on Adrian Smith. That's an old habit, you know, when you get a guy in trouble with personals and it's awful close, you hold up your hand and you try and have the referee draw it onto you instead of, say, your teammate who has 4 just about to go out of the ball game. Albert Valtin, who's 23 years old. Double dribble called on Al Kelly. Waldman, beautiful sort of hooker by the Soviet captain. And that's the end of the ball.